What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, it's our first ever live podcast.
And it's slow motion up there. It looks so funny.
Oh, yeah. It'll take a minute. It'll take a minute to get a...
Apparently, I'm still looking at my phone. Oh, no, I'm not.
Wow, it's like looking back in time, window into the past.
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit to catch up. You know,
we're getting into this newfangled technology these kids talk about, live streaming and such.
Yeah, did Elon Musk invent this last week?
Did Elon Musk invent this last week? Is that what you said?
Yeah, right? I saw it on Twitter.
Ready? Real talk. Is Elon Musk the worst or the best at picking NFL spreads? Because he's one of the two.
He picks spreads?
No, I'm saying if he did, like, would he be the worst at it or would he be the best at it?
He probably...
I was gonna say he'd be so bad at it, but he
would get really mad.
Another glimpse in my head where like
would he just be really good at it for like no reason? Like he
would be very like technical about it though. Like he would have like a whole like math equation as to why this team would cover that week.
I mean,
but just because he has infinite money, he'll just hit every bet that like he plays.
Well, that's it. So like you know the whole Dana White thing. Like Dana White's banned from a lot of casinos.
Yeah.
Like if you're Elon Musk, like obviously Elon Musk doesn't need money. But if he just needed like a quick like $5 million, why does he not go to the casino with like $100 million and just keep playing?
Well, he could be like the FedEx guy that put the whole company on.
I'm not saying it like that.
He puts all of Tesla on the line.
Did you hear? You've never heard about that story?
No.
FedEx in its originality, like before it was like a publicly traded company, this guy who founded it basically like he had $10,000 and he needed like $30,000 to whatever. Start the company or sell stock or like do something. He needed this money though. So he took all $10,000 that he had, went to the casino, made the money, started FedEx, and from there it's just history.
It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
That's
so cool.
But like Federal Express,
is that not the best thing ever? Though?
For every one of those stories, there's 100 where they brought 10,000 and walked 10 minutes later out of the casino with no money and were pissed. So.
Think about the companies that would have been today if it wasn't for gambling.
But like that's still fun. No, Elon Musk would be the worst gambler ever. He'd like try really hard and then it would just be like.
Would he though?
Yeah, he would.
He would.
Because like he would
lose $100 million and be like, well, I shouldn't do that.
He's not the richest man in the world.
No, he's definitely not.
Like literally today, like he became like not the richest, like because of the stock market.
Who took his place?
Some Indian guy, I want to say. I don't know that for sure though. It's someone with like a great deal of wealth that's not tied to the stock market. I know that for sure. But
what about those like oil guys? That like have,
so like, they're definitely the wealthiest, but they don't report.
Like they have just billions. Like they have just billions.
Oh
of
yeah,
dollars.
just lying around. They just throw oil at each other.
All right, NFL.
Yeah,
let's get into it. Elon Musk would definitely be the worst though. All right, last week. Where do we want to start? You want to start with the New England game, or do we even want to talk about that?
I don't know. Do we? Let's go for it.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean,
let's start with.
They looked really.
Wait,
bad.
we didn't talk about it Sunday, did we? Not really. Or Saturday. Rather?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We didn't really talk about it. I don't think. But I mean, there was really nothing to talk about. The Patriots are terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they got to figure out their offensive play calling situation because whatever this is does not work.
I mean,
I don't know why they wouldn't just try something else at this point in the season.
Have I not been on the train of their offense is inept and can't do anything? And
yeah,
struggles to move
it's
the ball.
Obvious.
Well, the thing with them too is they had one explosive play at the beginning of the game. Did they have more than a 10-yard gain after that? I don't think they had more than a 10. I genuinely mean that. I don't think they had more than a 10-yard gain. Like
no.
at one time,
no.
like one play, they didn't have more than.
Because once you figure out the Ramondre Stevenson thing, it's kind of
he got bottled up in that game.
Exactly. Once you figure that out, I mean, he's literally the top producer of the offense.
The Bills actually looked all right running the football, like better than normal.
Because they gave the ball to who? James Cook, who I've been saying this for a couple weeks too. He's not great, but he's a decent running back.
See Dalvin Cook's brother.
Yeah. So like I don't know, feed someone. You gotta feed. You don't.
How good is that, Antonio?
Love a good siblings.
Love
in
a
sports.
good brother.
No, you know what sport a guy always has a dad and a brother that played in the
Baseball.
same league? No, hockey.
Oh,
Every hockey player,
feel like it
especially
happens a
dude,
lot.
especially the Slavic ones, dude. They had a dad that played in the league, and they have a fucking brother that played in the league. At least one brother,
You think like,
and then they have another brother that plays in the KHL.
You think like how hard it is to like become a professional athlete, and you see like these kids like come up and their dad was so and so, like their uncle played in the league, like their brother plays in the league, like what the fuck? Like if it's so hard, like I mean, I guess like having a parent or an uncle that's like an advantage.
well, that's
but
like a cheat code though, because it's like Steph Curry's dad like had him in every NBA arena all the time. It was just around NBA players,
like LeBron's son.
Yeah, well, I guess he's like not the best, but
I mean, he's going to Ohio State. He's gonna play D1 because he's LeBron's son.
is he that good?
He's going to Ohio State.
And he's gonna make the NBA.
His like second son.
He's gonna be so bad.
His second son is really good.
But like, I don't know. I feel like that happens way more than we think. The brother
What? Well, all right.
cousin thing.
Where are you with the Patriots? That's the real question.
I have punted.
You could not have been more heavy on them.
Exactly. Like because I thought maybe they had figured it out, but now I'm falling into the trap again where these past few years they've had the best defense fucking possible going into the middle of the year, and then towards the end of the year everyone figures it out. And
I don't
they
even
suck. Like,
I mean,
they look bad.
Really, what could the Patriots defense have done better in that game? Honestly,
I don't know.
Yeah, they were just on the field for too long.
Diggs.
No, they were on the field
Stop
for
the
a
run.
long ass time.
okay, they were on the field for a long time, but at the same time, it's like if it's 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 5, Josh Allen's gonna convert that 50% of the time,
Yeah.
like against almost any defense.
But they hey Robert. But like we're
Bob.
literally like they always pride themselves on taking away your best option. In the past few weeks, they haven't done that. Justin Jefferson had an amazing game against the Patriots, which no one thought was going to happen. Now Stephon Diggs has the best. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they get to a point where they start playing really good teams with really good weapons, and they can't stop him. And in the beginning of the year, they don't really play anybody, and they look like the best team ever.
well, they're the best team at beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. Like if the Patriots play like a bad team, like they beat them 90.
Unless it's the Bears, apparently. That was.
Well, that just seemed like a fluke. Like I don't even know how that. I guess they struggle with running quarterbacks, but like that doesn't really account for like
That's coming back to hurt them right now because that's a game they should have won.
Well, they definitely should have won that game for sure. So
I mean, I think that, that touchdown that got called back, they probably could have beat the Vikings.
Well, yeah,
I think
that's
that was
horrible.
their best shot to beat a really good team. And the Vikings just seem to keep skipping by in these like wins that they keep getting. And it's like
whistling past the graveyard.
literally, and some would argue that game could have gone a little bit differently. I probably am one of those that would argue.
Hey,
that it would've went.
I'll take the cover. I had them in my pick 3, so I'm not mad about it.
But at the same time, I think that's a win that they should have had.
Very fluky. Like,
And that would have been a great win because it would have put them way in a better spot at this point in the year. Now they're just in the hunt. I mean, the Chargers losing kind of helped them.
Mm-hmm.
But
now the Raiders want to make a late season push. We kind of been talking
they
about
do.
that too.
the Raiders are sneaking.
I think we were both on it, but we were on it like a week too early. Like we both said, like, oh, like this is. The week.
Definitely. And then like they got blown out or something, or they lost. No, it might have
was
been
like
right before the Saints.
Yeah.
Remember the Saints game?
It was. I think it was the Saints game. And we
It was
were both
right
kind-
before that.
Yeah. That's just like I don't know. That there's so many teams kind of lingering around mediocrity that could make the playoffs. It's like the Patriots are one, the Chargers are one, the Raiders are one. I want to say the Ravens, but the Ravens put themselves in too good of a position at this point.
Talk about a team that I'm punting on.
the
Punting on that
Ravens
team.
hard, yeah.
Punting
Oh,
on
they're the
that
worst
team.
team in the NFL.
Like,
horrible.
How are they? How do they keep winning these games?
Robertson never mentioned the Pats again. They're so.
I never want to talk about them ever again. They're so
The P
fucking
word?
bad.
Don't
But
say that.
I also never want to mention the Ravens again. I hate watching them play.
It's just it's like almost as bad as watching the Broncos, and like I get they had Huntley in,
And then they just played each other.
no, but like. I don't even joke when I say that, Antonio. How many times have you watched the Ravens this year where they just throw the worst offensive plays out there?
It's bad. Well, they don't. They could use a receiver. Like they can't be that creative. But I mean, it's bad. They look like shit.
And now Lamar's going to be out for like a week or two. Or
Watch,
whatever.
now they're going to look good on offense. I swear to God.
Do you pay Lamar Jackson after this year?
No, you can't. You can't.
That's gonna be really
You
interesting.
can't. If you're them, you can't at this point. How?
I wonder what kind of extension or offer he'd be willing to take from the Ravens.
The only way you're paying Lamar Jackson is if they go into the playoffs and have some sort of success. If you get bounced in the first round, then definitely not. If you win a playoff game, I don't know. Maybe that's borderline at that point.
It's just like at what point, like with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, at what number do you let him walk? You know what I mean? Like at what demanding point from him do you say we're not going to do it?
Like, would you give him Kyler's contract? It was like 5 for 235, mostly guaranteed.
Ew.
That hasn't worked out too well for Kyler. I don't know. That's a lot of money. He was that the highest quarterback contract in the NFL at any point?
Not Kyler's, I don't think.
No.
Was it one of the three highest?
It was like top 5. It was like he was behind a couple people.
Yeah, well, he probably shouldn't get top 5 money, but I mean,
Lamar shouldn't, or
yeah,
Kyler
he probably
shouldn't?
shouldn't. But I mean, quarterbacks that aren't top 5 quarterbacks have gotten top 5 money before. So
Well, that's just how it. If you're the next one up, like you don't set the market.
He
If
started
you're
the season on such a high and has just kind of been since.
Is as soon as I traded for him in our fantasy league.
Yeah, I have him in one league, and you can kiss that team goodbye now.
I have him in my league, and my team's done. Especially like after it was a game I needed to win to get into the playoffs, and of course he gets hurt.
Yeah.
He gets 1 point.
Yep.
Whatever. But it's like,
But yeah, they suck.
it's almost like they just forgot what they're good at, and they've just been trying to evolve into some other version of themselves, and they just can't do it. What do we have?
Is Lamar a bucket? Lamar is a bucket.
Yeah,
Lamar's a basket.
Definitely.
Lamar is a basket. He is a basket.
Oh, is it a basket? I can't even read. Jeez, I should probably my class. So.
But I mean, he is at this point.
It's a basket of
coming up
glass.
for the first 2 games, he was the best quarterback ever, and ever since then, he's been a basket.
I hate that team. That's a team I just can't stand to watch.
Yeah, I like it when they're not that great. I hope they don't make
Like they
the
only
playoffs.
won that. They only won that game because it was the Denver Broncos.
Like since he's gonna be class that division for like year,
They're
unless
not even in first place right now, technically.
unless Pittsburgh gets their stuff together. Like
They're playing good.
they're playing better for sure.
They're another one of those
still don't like
teams now
Kenny
too.
Pickett.
That
I
'cause
really-
they have the same record as the Raiders.
My
I
Raiders
believe.
been off because I feel like normally I take the Steelers in that game, and I really liked Atlanta last week. I don't know why I liked.
I feel like Atlanta was a really good pick.
Because I thought Atlanta was
That's
going to hang
definitely
around for a little while longer because the Bucks dropped that one last week. But no, I think it's kind of just coming to reality.
Seems like the AFC
what-
got shaken up, not the NFC. But
Yeah, it'll definitely.
Yeah, the NFC playoff picture stayed mostly the same, especially with that stupid fucking tie. That game was so dumb.
I hate
hate ties in football.
I hate it.
I hate it, dude. They need to take it
both
out.
teams. Yeah, I saw that too. Both teams were like pissed when they were walking off the field, like
Yeah, the players looked confused.
confused, but they were like more mad than anything.
Yeah, I wanted to go for it when we were on like the 40-yard line. I think it was a 4th and 3. We're on our own 40.
I'm not gonna lie to
It's
you.
risky, but
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't hate it if I'm you guys. Like
no, I don't hate it either. I don't have a huge problem with it. I would have liked to go for it, but that's just after you tie, you're like,
it's just so funny too, because when there's 2 minutes left, or like a little more than 2 minutes left, when Heineke was driving, it just felt like he was gonna score the touchdown.
oh, 100%.
I don't know why, but you just had one of those.
Yeah, it was like one of those where you thought, like, you were like, this is the Washington Magic that we've been seeing.
You want to know what the worst part about that game was?
What?
The over/under was 42, and it was 2020. And
I
if
did see that. They literally just needed a field goal in overtime.
That's tough. That's really.
They
tough.
need to. Do they need to take that out? Do they need to take ties out of football?
But
you
like,
go to a
what?
field goal kickoff.
What's the alternative though? Like, what you're gonna play a second overtime? Then the next week
They
you're-
just play overtime until they can win. Someone.
Yeah.
Okay, so say the game goes to 4 overtimes. They're
More often
they're-
than not, like the game doesn't go past like 5 minutes into overtime.
No, I agree with you, but what? Say they play 3 overtimes. The next week they're screwed. They're losing to whoever they're playing.
Or maybe after the first overtime, they go to the college rules.
Okay.
that gets real complicated.
How does that get real complicated?
No,
though?
not like the college rules complicated. Just like it's a lot of steps, you know.
Well, because it's like it very rarely ends in a tie. Like we've seen 2 ties this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've been seeing it more and more. I feel like as the years go on.
There's at least 2 every year.
Exactly. So, and wasn't there like 2 or 3 last year?
Yeah,
I feel like there was a lot last year. I think there was like 4 or
Exactly. There was
5.
like 2 in like
Yeah.
the first like 5 weeks of the season. Like there needs to be something. Like
the Browns love tying.
The thing is though,
And Detroit.
it helped both those teams. Like technically, they both stand to win.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all.
in
Washington
the
doesn't gain
division.
ground in the Giants. The
no,
Giants
I
don't
get that, but
lose.
for the wild card, like they both.
yeah, but like I'm saying, it's like it made the division matchup pointless.
Yeah,
Made it
now I
pointless.
want to go like old school 10-6 or 9-7.
Is that Nick? Let's go.
Nicholas Watson.
No way.
Let's go.
Hey.
No, I definitely think that like you guys played for the tie and Washington was playing for the win in that overtime. I don't think like you guys wanted, not like you did. Obviously, you want to win that game, but it's not like you were playing. For the
Yeah,
win
no,
that
it's
game.
more. It's much more damaging for us if we lose that game. 100%. They got to play him again.
So now
after Philly this week.
So now all 4 of those teams are gonna make the playoffs.
I hope so. That'd be pretty sweet.
All of the NFCs.
After I remember our preseason.
What about Seattle? Seattle's not gone.
Nah,
They have a tiebreaker with the Giants.
I get that. I feel like they're fading though, and I know they just beat the Rams, but like, how do you barely scrape by that Rams team? That's like
Didn't
very
they lose
true.
Kenneth Walker?
He's questionable, and I should have traded him to you last week.
Thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't. But it wouldn't.
He offered
even,
me Hopkins,
It wouldn't have even mattered.
Oh man.
and I need a receiver really bad.
Yeah, it wouldn't have even mattered for me.
Yeah, no, I know. No, it's just it's like the NFC playoff picture. I don't want to say is set, but it's 3 to 4 NFC East teams: the Buccaneers, the 49ers, the Vikings. That's basically what
definitely.
It is. That's what it is at this point. And
I want the Bucks.
and like
I really want the Bucks.
think about that playoff picture. Think about all those teams and those quarterbacks. Hurts and the Eagles, great team. Like good quarterback, great team. But then like Kirk, I don't trust Kirk in a playoff.
Brock
game.
Purdy now.
Brock Purdy, I definitely don't trust in a playoff. And Kyle Shanahan,
That's the Giants matchup right now. It'd be Jones and Brock Purdy.
oh. All right, so keep going.
That's a good.
Ready?
That's a shot for the Giants. I like it.
Buccaneers,
Against the Niners.
Buccaneers, you can obviously trust their quarterback. Like that's no question. But then
Yeah, but
like,
the Giants beat them.
Dak and what's his face?
No, I don't like Dallas to get far because I don't like Dak in those high volume situations.
Why can I not think of the
show
coach
up?
McCarthy? I don't know why I wanted to keep saying McDaniel.
Oh, he's the worst.
Terrible coach. Your
He's
team,
gonna fuck it up at some point.
Your team is barely scraping by every week.
Oh,
Daniel Jones, like I'm all set with him in a playoff.
Everybody's hurt. All the good players are hurt.
Taylor Heineke in a playoff game. Like think about those quarterbacks. Think about all those quarterbacks.
Almost beat Tom Brady in one.
So what? Now it's Tampa Bay. I mean, you guys have been saying
It's
Tampa
always
Bay.
been Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's
Tampa
going
Bay
to
is
Super
just
Bowl.
destiny. Like that's just like destiny. Like,
So-
there's no reason for us to pick the Bucks based on
but
what we've seen this year.
The
It's
Eagles are
just
really
destiny.
good, and they beat
The Eagles are really good.
they beat down on the other
Because
good
look
teams
at-
too.
Because I know you guys just said this, but like, look at what happened in San Francisco.
Yeah. I know. Well, he's been saying the whole time it's either San Fran or Tampa Bay.
And I can stand by that. Like,
I've been
I
saying
don't-
the whole time it's gonna be Tampa.
You've
Bay.
been
Just-
saying Tampa Bay.
it
San
just has
Francisco's
to be.
still.
I've said Philly since the beginning of the year, and I'm not going to waver on it. But at the same time, I can like Tampa's awful, and I can still easily see them in the.
I think
in the
it'll come
Super
down
Bowl.
to those two.
It probably will.
Dallas will probably be a little horny, but they're gonna blow it somehow. They're gonna blow it somehow.
Dallas looks really good, and I've said that the last couple weeks.
They're reeling you in right now. That's what
Are they?
doing.
They're suckering me in.
They're baiting you.
Oh,
Right,
They're
but if
beating
they
you.
can't, if they're not in control of a playoff game, and they haven't established that run game, if Dak needs to go and win you the football game, that's just not happening.
I agree with that. I do, but at the same time, this defensive line is something I don't want to say I've never seen before, but it's like
really good.
they also played the Colts and Matt Ryan, so I don't want to like overreact.
The
either,
defenses in the NFC East over the next 5-6 years are going to be really, really good because the Giants have a good young pass rush. Kayvon Thibodeau's awesome, and then they got those corners. The Eagles with the deal. Who's that?
but Robert said faded for the Bucks pick. They're the worst team ever.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom.
All I have to say.
Tom Brady in the postseason is pretty solid. I will say. I mean, that's like the best bet.
Yeah,
you
he's
can make.
solid.
Name me a more
Tom's solid.
Name me a more profitable bet than Tom Brady in the playoffs. I don't think you can.
No, there's literally no more profit. It's
Maybe
gonna be the Bucks in the NFC Championship game. It's just whether or not they can get past the Eagles to get to the Super Bowl.
What about the Vikings? When do they die?
They lose in the first round.
The Vikings are gonna like end up. The Vikings are gonna end up playing like Dallas.
every game they're in is close, but they win.
Well,
they always win
It
it.
is close, and they love blowing big leads. So that's like the worst combo for a playoff team. It's like what?
They're just gonna blow their one game at the wrong time, which they always do, and it's gonna be.
like they're gonna play Washington and be up 17 in the first quarter, and then somehow lose.
Oh, I can't wait, and that'd be appropriate too, because of Kirk's old team. That's probably gonna happen.
Nice call.
Wow.
Wait,
Okay. Yeah. Because
whoa.
if
Wait a
Washington,
minute.
if Washington gets the last seed,
Wait a
they play
minute.
the Vikings in the first round. we got a hold of that.
Yes. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm just
The
I'm
Washington
reacting to
Vikings?
it.
Yeah.
What? That is horny.
I thought you had something like on top of it. No, like if he plays Washington, he's staying his ass.
So Minnesota
just
would play Seattle right
beating
now.
up. No,
Yeah, if
Imagine
the
the
playoffs started right now, they'd play Seattle.
no,
So-
Seattle's out right now.
I mean, I'm looking at CBS.
I thought all 4 teams were still in after that tie.
No, I don't know.
So who's out right now? The Giants.
Washington.
Oh, okay.
So okay,
Well, because the Giants are 7-4-1 technically.
oh, and Washington 7-5. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Theoretically, so if Washington ends up getting in instead of Seattle, imagine in that wild card weekend in those 3 wild card games, all the NFC East teams move on, and the 4 remaining teams in the
Are
NFC
all
are
NFC
all
East.
NFC East.
That would be funny. I can't see that though.
I can't, but that'd be pretty badass.
I mean, I definitely could see.
Washington would
every
so beat the
every
Vikings.
NFC East team getting in.
Well, like there's a couple really funny matchups because it's like Dallas to play San Fran rematch of last year's playoff
Right.
game.
Anything with the Giants and Brady. is
Giants
something.
and Brady.
Anything Giants and Niners
Yeah.
is something.
Giants Niners too, and then Vikings Commanders. Like that would all
Yeah.
be crazy.
It's all storyline.
Seattle gets in, and it's kind of just like, we don't care about you. But then like Seattle,
But then they win a game.
honest to
and
God,
Then watch Seattle get in though. Watch
well,
Seattle.
hold
get in.
on.
they're a decently consistent.
Not
team.
only what was Seattle to make the playoffs before the year, but what was Seattle to make the Super Bowl before the year? 100-1.
Yeah, we thought they were going to be like them and the
We
Bears.
thought they were
Should
the
it have been
worst.
them and the
more?
Bears.
Should it
We
have
said
been
it
more?
was the worst.
More than 100-1.
No.
Probably
Probably.
like 80.
Because their Super
85.
Bowl odds were probably like 150 or 200-1. So they were probably like 75 or 100-1 to make the Super Bowl.
But they're not making the Super.
No, I'm not saying that, but it's just like
I mean, I know what happened to Kenneth Walker. Was it like a concussion? Or?
well, I saw he got in an argument with Gino, and then I saw he like him and Gino were yelling at each other.
I didn't see that.
Oh
What
my
was
god,
that?
did you see that or no?
I didn't see that.
They were for like a good like 20 or 30 seconds. They were screaming at each other on the
Like
sideline.
how? Like he just was mad he wasn't getting the ball.
I
or
have
something?
no clue. And then like I think like the next series he was out, but I think it was because he was injured too. But I don't.
Interesting. I mean, everything that I've seen, people have said that like Geno Smith is just the ultimate like locker room guy. Like everybody loves him.
Well,
So it
what I've
probably
heard,
was
too.
just like a heated thing. Like it's
From
probably
my
nothing crazy.
sources, that's what I have.
from your inside sources.
From my
Well,
inside sources.
Everyone
I only
says,
have them for the Seahawks, though.
everyone's for
My
Seattle.
sources are the guys that have sources. So technically, that's a source.
Fair enough.
So
I mean, everyone hates Russell Wilson, and
Yeah.
from Russell Wilson and his whole aura or whatever you
So
want
you're
to call
saying
it.
anybody that was the next quarterback was bound to be like the locker
I'm not saying
room
everyone would have
MVP.
been as good as Gino. I'm saying everyone would have liked the situation a lot better than they would have with Russell.
what's funny about the Russell Wilson thing is before he went to Denver, I didn't hear anything about people hating him.
Well, there's always like weird reports and stuff around Seattle where like they would never let him throw the ball enough, or like he wasn't really happy with the offense.
And that
or-
was like a thing for about like 2 years too. Like the rumors started about him leaving.
But I mean,
like,
never about
years beforehand.
him like them
Being
being
disgruntled.
annoyed with him or them being disgruntled with him, teammates hating him.
Well, my inside sources would say otherwise.
I thought he was going to your team for a while.
I did too. I was hopeful.
The thing he didn't.
I didn't really think he was coming.
Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson is right now. I'm gonna name.
Statistically, that is
I'm gonna
very
name
correct.
like 5 quarterbacks. You tell me if Russell Wilson is better or worse than them. Okay.
Yep.
Geno Smith.
Nope.
You'd rather have Geno Smith.
I'd
at
rather
this
have
point.
Gino today.
I'd rather have Gino, yeah.
Kirk.
Rather have Kirk. But
Yeah, I'd rather
how
have
much?
Kirk.
Hold on.
How much of that is Justin
Hold
Jefferson
on.
though?
Hold on. Mac Jones.
I'd
rather
rather
have
have
Mac
Russell
Jones.
Wilson probably.
I'd rather have Russell Wilson.
Mac Jones is bad.
Derek Carr.
They're like on the same level.
Derek Carr.
I'd rather have Derek.
Oh, I'd
Carr.
rather have Derek Carr.
Ryan Tannehill.
No, fuck no, Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably have Russell Wilson.
I just wanted to see like where the line is. Like,
If- I mean,
so you
it-
know where the line is. Mac Jones and Russell Wilson.
I mean, do you think Denver's in that much different of a spot if Ryan Tannehill's their quarterback?
yeah, kind of.
I don't.
I think they're probably like a couple games better.
Russell
Wilson's done nothing. Russell Wilson's been a net negative for them. Like honestly,
You talking about the Titans?
No, if you put Ryan Tannehill in the Broncos, or what's their record?
Oh, they're the same.
He's gonna be gone next year.
They're the same.
They're the same.
Tannehill will not be on the Titans next year.
If they start Malik Willis is bad. He is awful.
No, they're in
bad.
trouble with their quarterbacks.
Well, trading away AJ Brown was a bad play too. So like their offense is not when
What did
Derek
they get for him?
a first round pick and they used it on a receiver, Traylon Burks. Who's
I mean,
like-
he's very good, but they have no one to throw to him.
Correct.
Like he's been producing with Ryan Tannehill, which is crazy.
The worst thing is going to be when Derrick Henry leaves there. What is their offense?
Does he leave there?
Well, no. I mean,
I hope
he's
so.
gonna get
I'd love to
old.
see him
Like,
somewhere
he's
else.
gonna,
Okay.
Yeah, like he's
I
not.
thought
Gonna
you
be
meant he was gonna. Like,
No, he's not like Derrick Henry in a couple of years. Like give it a
No.
year or two.
Yeah.
Like he's
his
been
shelf
slowing
life. He's
down.
at the end of his shelf
Yeah,
life.
The team needs a rebrand.
yeah. But like to what? Lamar?
No, I'm just saying like
You mean
new
like
colors.
Yeah,
new
you mean like a
name.
team rebrand?
You want? Oh, I thought you meant like a style.
Yeah, they
rebrand.
bore me. You know,
They're very.
they don't
boring.
grab me.
I think what's keeping them alive and what's keeping them fresh is number one, their division. Their division sucks, and number two is their coaching staff. I think their coaching staff is.
Oh, yeah,
very
Mike
good.
one of
Vrabel's
the-
awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
Vrabel's one of the top 5 coaches.
100%.
I think that's the only thing keeping them afloat. Even I mean, like if they don't have that and they're in the dumpster, they're in complete rebuild mode. Right now, they're kind of in that like
In
purgatory.
between.
Which they're
been in
still
purgatory
fighting.
for
They're still
so
in the
long.
playoffs. They're still like gonna be in the playoffs, but like it's just like they're gonna lose the first round easily, whoever they play.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, then what do? You don't really have a high draft pick.
I wouldn't run it. I would not run it if you lose. I mean, you're gonna lose again in the playoffs. Like that's a guarantee. They're not making a Super Bowl.
Like you don't have a high draft pick because you did really well.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do? You have a weak division, so you're pretty much with your coaching staff is always gonna do well.
And I'm not like you can't really tank in football either. There's no like tanking. So like I don't really know.
I think the Broncos should tank now. I think the Broncos should tank.
Do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. You guys will get there.
We literally said too. We were like, "There's no way the Broncos win that Baltimore game."
No shot.
And like they really
I thought they were gonna.
Yeah,
And it was their game to win. Like that was exactly what they
can't
wanted.
even score 10 points to beat them. Come on.
Whatever it is that needs to be done to win the game for the Broncos,
They can't
is
do it.
never done.
They should do a hard
Even
knocks.
when the other team only scores 10
The
points.
Titans should do a hard knocks. That'd be the grossest hard knocks ever.
That'd be the worst. Like,
Now, Vrabel was probably like would be
Vrabel
pretty
would be
funny.
the star, but
you know who would be the most boring hard knocks in football?
the Browns.
Who would be? Did you say who? Like, do you know the question, or you're just asking
No,
the
I'm
question?
asking.
I mean,
Who would be
Houston.
really boring.
Houston would be
That'd be
terrible.
pretty boring.
You would
Browns.
get to really see how terrible they are, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Houston.
The
Houston's
Patriots would
probably
be
a good
bad.
call.
The Patriots would be bad because
Bill would not let anything.
Bill wouldn't let
Yeah.
them see anything, so they would just be practice. It would just literally be videos of practice. Who would be okay? Better question. Who would be an exciting team to do
The
a hard knocks on?
Commanders?
The Commanders would be good.
I feel like
With
that
Dan
would,
Snyder?
No, I feel like that would be like the worst team to do hard knocks for. Like
How hard is it gonna be the Commanders though? For the next one.
probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Who would be like the best team? I'm really thinking right now.
Would it be the Raiders? I feel like it'd be the Raiders.
Yeah,
again.
The
I know
Raiders,
the
just,
Raiders
everyone
one
probably
would be
just shows
great.
up to the facility drunk and high and like.
Exactly. I
off
mean,
of
when
hurt.
when they did it a couple years ago when AB was there,
Oh yeah, he was just like
that was the best Hard Knocks ever.
Miami. Yeah, Miami would be a hard.
That'd be a good
Miami
one.
would be really good. Hard.
The
would-
Chargers
good
would be
show.
weird.
Chargers would be weird. No,
That'd be a-
the Chargers would be like the worst one.
Yeah, that'd be
actually.
a bad one.
What goes on in the Chargers organization?
Fuck Brandon Staley. Holy shit.
Yeah,
It'd probably just make me hate him more.
their offensive line is really bad though, and they've had 3 offensive linemen out. So I don't want to sit here and say like I had them in pick 3, and I watched a lot of that game. Like they're just inept. Like their offensive line can't block. Their defense can't stop the run. They give up huge plays all the time on defense. Like Herbert's good, but like Herbert, like what does he do? He just throws it to Eckler every play. Like that's all their offense is. Like that's literally all their offense is.
Yeah, he looks around for a minute, doesn't see anything,
And then just checks it down. And like I would do the
And
same.
if not, it's a wheel route to Eckler.
Well, I would do the same thing if I was him.
I saw a stat today where it's like he's like third. I don't know if it's on the chart. I think it's on the Chargers list of passing
Yeah,
yards.
Miami. Yeah,
And none of his receivers are in the top 50
Yeah,
or something like that.
top 30, I think, but either way.
Top 30, whatever
Yeah.
it is. So it's like he distributes the ball, but like there's no one really like singular producing other than Austin Eckler. Like Austin Eckler's the anomaly, I think. He really produces at a high level. And he's been playing good this whole time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Another team that choked the bit was Chicago, I think.
I mean,
I watched the first half of that game, bro. The Packers were doing nothing.
yeah, the Packers look terrible, and then Aaron Rodgers does what he does against the Bears and just kills them.
I'm so mad that it just went exactly how it should have.
But like, It really didn't. For most of that game, it was like
Chicago was in control.
Yeah.
most of the
Chicago
time.
was winning most
and
of
they
the
just
time.
were like, no, you guys don't have it. We don't want it.
Exactly. And then at the end, they were like, wait, guys, we're playing Aaron Rodgers. We can't, like,
Yeah, we can't win though.
Let
can't
them have
win.
it. You can have
we're at
Well,
home.
the other thing too was like
He's got
they
to,
were
like,
dr-
flex on
they
us.
were driving with the ball down a point. Then Fields throws a pick. So it's like, all right, you're down 1. You can still stop them and dead a score, and then it's like a Christian Watson 50-yard touchdown, game over. And then they go to bury them even more. They go for 2.
Mm-hmm.
They were up 7. They go for 2. Get it? It's like
Yeah.
it's like bye bye.
That was at the point I was like, okay, yep, Green Bay's winning. What else? Deshaun Watson looked terrible, and they still won.
He looked awful.
Yeah, he hadn't played football in a long time, so
Yeah,
gonna
what'd they
take-
say, like,
it's not gonna. I mean, they're irrelevant for the
Was
rest
his,
of the year.
was his
but
arm sore from like signing all the like lawsuit papers or like? Was
Yeah,
that what-
probably.
I think that could have been it.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair-
they didn't
it's
have an
fair
offensive
assessment.
touchdown. They scored 27 points.
or like too many tugs or something. I don't really know.
Chiefs need what?
Chiefs need a hard knocks. Andy Reid would be eating
That
the
would
whole
be
time.
awesome.
He'd be eating the whole time.
All right, here's my morning diet.
He's like, here's my morning cheeseburger. Here's my midday cheeseburger. Here's my.
oh, I forgot about my mid-morning cheeseburger.
He'd be doing like a team meeting, just be eating the whole time. And Pat Mahomes sitting there like, what the fuck, Andy Reid? Come on.
Pat, get me another medium fried.
But then he draws the best play after eating a cheeseburger too. He's like, look at this, and everyone's just like, wow.
Yeah, but like he has like the best plays ever.
he's
You're
like, all right, this play is called cholesterol 225.
So you gotta tell me what made you take the Bengals last week.
They were just winning, you know.
But like, why?
Yeah, let's talk about that. They are.
It was a good game. That was definitely a good
Joe
game.
Cool
I
is
thought
Pat
that.
Mahomes' kryptonite.
Now I thought that going for it at the end of the second, quarter.
Yeah, into the
I
first
thought that
half.
was it.
Yeah.
When they didn't convert on
Yeah.
that, I thought that was the end of it. But that wasn't the case. I don't know. The Bengals have they've seemingly been getting kind of better progressively over the last 3 weeks. I think it's a good time for them to be playing the Chiefs. Definitely. Of course, I was thinking about the AFC Championship last year, and I don't know, when you're the underdog and you take out that big team for the first time, I feel like for that team, it always gets a little easier when you're going back into that matchup, if that makes any sense.
No, that definitely makes sense, and that's fair.
Because, it's different when it's like, the Bills and the Chiefs, where it's like the two heaviest hitters. Last year, the Bengals were an underdog. I don't consider them to be that type of team this year. I think, especially after last week, they're definitely right up with the Bills and Chiefs.
So my theory on that game was the Chiefs come into some games, and I don't want to say they don't try. Every NFL team tries, but they don't want it or need it as much. I felt that was a game
Yeah.
the Chiefs really wanted to win. Like they were like guns blazing.
And that's why the Bengals winning was more surprising, because you knew that
yeah, the
this
Chiefs.
was one.
It's not like the Chiefs were like not trying. Like the Chiefs were giving it 110%.
Absolutely not.
Game.
Everything about that Bengals team is just clutch, though. Like, not only their quarterback, but their defense. Their defense is
It
excellent in the
resonates.
second half.
It resonates like from the top down. Like you see how Joe Burrow is, you see how cool he is, you see how fucking clutch he is, and it resonates through the whole team. They're like, we got to clutch up right now. Like, you know what I mean? That type of stuff definitely has an impact. And
I think Zach Taylor.
They're the kryptonite, dude.
I think Zach Taylor's making steps as a head coach, too.
People gave him a lot of shit, and I actually don't think he's the worst.
No,
coach.
I don't
I
think
give
He
him a lot
just
of shit.
he just looks kind of dumb. It's like one of those things where
But
you
now
look at.
Brandon Staley makes him look like a genius.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what it is. They just love playing the Chiefs, I guess.
That was a good pick, though. I'll give you a lot of credit for that one because that was one where I was
we
like,
were split on that because only Kevin was in the room at the time. It was you
it was
and Kevin
me
were on
and
the Chiefs.
Kevin were on the Chiefs. You like
And
the
he was-
Bengals
he was
too,
in
right?
No, I like the Chiefs. I picked
Oh,
the
you
Chiefs.
did like the
Really?
Chiefs. I thought you
did
liked the Bengals.
Yeah, because
It was just, it just felt, it felt like one of those where it was too short and the Chiefs were gonna wake up for
Yeah,
it. I don't know.
I can see it.
I definitely expected the Chiefs to
see the
because of the
logic.
way. Remember when we saw them against the Bucks and we were like, "Oh, this is a revenge game for
Yeah.
the Chiefs." They went out and fucking
Yeah,
killed
killed
them.
'em.
They
Killed 'em.
killed them, and I thought that was going to be the case this time. It's the same thing. It was a road game.
Well, they're also fighting for a number one seed too. It's not like they could afford to lose that game, and now Buffalo's the number one seed in that conference. So
yeah, the
Yeah,
Chiefs,
with all the
Chiefs losing helped the Bills out a lot.
With all the concerns about Buffalo, too, and look at them. They just kind of fell back into this number one seed.
yeah, it literally just fell back to them somehow.
And then this weekend,
Did Miami lose? Miami did lose. Wow.
Miami lost, and now this weekend the Bills play the Jets, and the Jets have kind of like taken a step back. I mean, that was a really good game that they played. I give them credit. That was a really good game that
They
they
made a
played
good
against
bid.
the.
Good bit at the comeback.
So here's my strategy going forward for picking games.
Yeah.
Just pick the team that's going to cover.
That's a great
That's
strategy.
a great strategy.
Yeah, with the
right?
Cowboys, that was fairly easy.
Wait,
That
last
was
week.
probably the easiest pick ever.
Wait, what were you doing before?
Just like trusting my gut. I'm just gonna pick the teams that are actually gonna cover. Like that's a very.
So like
It's just it's easy.
Is Matt Ryan ready to meet God yet or no?
Yeah. After last week, definitely. What like Vrabel? Jeff Saturday was just like, yeah, Matt, just keep going back in there. Like you got this.
Just take him out back and put him out of his fucking misery, man.
Can we get into this week? Because I just want to tell you every team that's gonna cover.
let's do it.
I'm not getting any wrong this week.
You
No, neither am I.
You taking it away?
We're gonna have
Sal?
different picks, but
We're both gonna get them all right.
You taking it away, so
I will take it away. Thursday night football.
TNF.
Terrible, terrible, terrible football.
the
Dan.
worst game I've ever seen.
Las Vegas goes to Los Angeles. Vegas is a 6.5 point favorite on Thursday night football.
On the road.
Over under is 44.5 points.
There's a lot of money on Vegas for the spread.
All right.
Makes
so
it tough to take Vegas, but
the team that is covering this
care.
game is the Las Vegas Raiders.
I knew that the Rams were going to cover it. Going back to last week, I knew the Rams were going to cover that game for just no reason.
Yeah.
Just no reason they were going to cover.
Well,
that
I
game.
said that at first, and then I asked if Stafford was in, and then you said Stafford was out, so I completely switched my pick, and I said Seattle. And we were all in Seattle here, too. And
Yeah.
Kevin picked 3 Seattle.
And then I thought about it. I was like, the Rams are just going to cover this game
For
for
no
no
reason.
reason.
it wasn't because Seattle that I picked Seattle. It was because the Rams. I was like, I see no reason why I should pick the Rams here.
So like again, like Vegas is making us take the Raiders because how can we take the Rams? How?
It's hard to.
How can you take the Rams in this spot?
Vegas gets Rams, Pats, Steelers, Niners, Chiefs to finish.
The
out
other
season.
thing with the Rams at home is this is going to be like 80% Raiders fans here.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a Raiders home.
Those
game,
like
basically.
Oakland fans that didn't make it out to Vegas are going to be coming down.
So I really like Vegas here.
Like if this was like an 8.5,
I still would take Vegas.
I would take the Rams
Oh.
because they'd lose by 7 for no reason. But because it's 6, I have to take Vegas here. They're going to
Former
win by
LA.
like 14. And Vegas has slowly just been creeping their way back in.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
and I
what-
like
this-
it.
They've won 2 in a row right now,
3.
right? 3?
I think 3.
So like they've kind of figured it out.
I think they'll make it to at least 8 wins this year. Maybe 9 if they're lucky, but I think they can make it to 8. I don't think they can
Do
be
you think
Chiefs.
they try to sneak in?
They can try and sneak in because they play the Pats next week. That's a winnable game for them.
I mean, the Raiders do this every year.
Kind of.
Yeah, they certainly
kind
do.
of something similar. Yeah. Basically.
I mean, they did it when John Gruden got fired. They went,
But
and
I felt like they were a
made
little. Their record was a little bit better when they did that.
But would you argue that they're a better team now
No, I still think they suck.
But yeah, they're missing.
compared to that team?
It'd be nice to have
I think their
Waller
team
and
last year
Renfro.
was way better.
I do too.
Who'd they lose?
Well, Waller and Renfro were hurt.
I don't know. I feel like their defense was just a lot better, and their offensive.
Yeah,
line,
and Waller has been hurt this year.
their
That's
offensive
true.
line has been pumpkins this year.
Waller's been hurt. Like
Jacobs
a lot.
has emerged.
Jacobs has been a lot better this year too. Are we taking? Are we all taking?
Yeah,
been
we're
a
all.
lot
I was
better
gonna say I'm
recently.
taking the former LA team against the
Yeah.
current LA team.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
What do you
taking
mean
Vegas.
you?
So
That
now I'm
means
all-
Raiders.
He didn't
I'm
like
on
that.
one. I'm
he,
on
did,
one.
he didn't like that at all. We always.
Why would I take the Rams?
I'm joking. I'm
We always agree
joking.
on the
Everyone,
Thursday.
everyone
Fucking
get
kidding.
their
Fucking
panties out of their butt.
Calm
okay?
the fuck down.
All
over
right.
there. No one's
Shut
kidding.
the fuck up. Sam.
Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit is a 2.5 point favorite. Yes, I said that correctly. The Detroit Lions are. Detroit is a 2.5 point favorite.
Detroit.
Over under is 52.5 in this game.
I'm surprised the money isn't swayed more.
Yeah, me too.
So we've
Is that
seen
what
this.
you're gonna say? That was what you were about to say.
We've seen this a couple weeks in a row with Minnesota and these funky spreads. Like Dallas was one where we talked about that forever and why was Dallas favored in Minnesota.
And we got it wrong.
Minnesota -3 at home against the Jets. We were like, what is this? Like
Do they have a lot of injuries?
Minnesota? Not really.
This is insane.
I mean,
It's too insane to where you'd want to
Patrick
say
Peterson's gonna be out.
it's one of
Or
those
he's
ones
he's
where like,
questionable.
It's too insane to take the Lions.
well, right, well, like people would say, "Wow, this spread makes no sense, so I should probably take the Lions," right? But that's too fucking insane.
So you just have to take what
You
you
have
see.
to take the Vikings. I think the Vikings kill them.
The Vikings.
I could see
the
that.
The Vikings don't kill any team.
I could
That's
see the
problem.
Vikings annihilating them this week with this spread.
I mean, this might be where Justin Jefferson gets back on the horse. and has like a
against the Lions.
And I know saying that is
one.
kind of weird because he's literally just been the best ever. But this might be a game where he just goes absolutely insane.
So unfortunately, I have to pick the team that covers, and I have to take Detroit here. Detroit's covering this football game with the spread.
I'm gonna
great
pick the
season.
Vikings, but this is gonna be one of those like 38-33 games. Like this is gonna be a
Do the
shootout.
Lions go over every week? I feel like they always play like a 500-point
What
game.
is the over under for this game?
52 and a half.
Oh, you have 52. I have 51.5. But I mean, that's going over. It's going way over. Like no, Sal. That's going way over.
Did you see Dan Campbell after the game?
the game last week?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was like, we have a 6-week season left, and all I'm going to say is we're 1-0. And everyone was like, yeah.
He's the best, dude.
I was like, all right.
Robert's with me. Smash the Vikings.
I disagree.
Yeah, you take the Vikings in this game.
You got it, bro. Okay, take the Vikings plus 2.5 against the Lions and see what happens. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I'll take them to win outright.
I'm
This is a
actually
game
gonna
that
do
they should
that.
win. Is that why they lose though? Because this is a game that they should win.
I'm only taking teams that are winning. So
All right.
I'm just letting
All
you
right.
know.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Philly at the New York Giants. Philly is a 7-point favorite
On the road.
in MetLife. Over under 44.5.
What do we got?
Mr. Fiore.
This is just one of those games that the Giants will cover and that they will always cover. They look like shit against Dallas, which makes me think, what are they going to look like against the Eagles? But
Are you chasing
Dallas
the
isn't the
Dragons?
best team in the NFC East. The Eagles are. That's why we're going to cover.
Oh, okay.
That's my logic.
Well, you always say. Sorry, go ahead.
I've seen history.
I like the over in this game. I like the Eagles big in this game. I think they kill you in this game. I think it's like a 28-7 game. Or 20, no, that's not an over. 35-14. They
like that.
beat you by like 3 touchdowns.
That's a good score.
I just say like
That's a good looking score.
They
No.
kill you, Antonio, in this game. Kill
Are
you.
you being blinded by the fact that you're a Giants fan right
Yeah.
now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I fucking despise
I just wanted
this
to make
team.
sure because
I hate the Eagles so much.
Just what's the strength of your team right now?
Oh, everybody's dying and then in the hospital.
Well, that's not a strength.
that's literally
Strength of
why
my
it's the
team.
strength.
The defensive
strength
line.
of-
The defensive
The
line.
defensive line and
What's the
Daniel
strength-
Jones not playing without the lead.
What's the strength of the Eagles? The offensive line.
The offensive line and the
and the
defensive line.
You guys are
Lions will-
screwed in this game.
Lions will poop and lose. You put in the Eagles. He agrees with Sal. I am also agreeing with Sal because
Because that's the smart pick.
and like you've said this many times on the podcast. NFC East teams love to just beat each other up, and the fact that the Eagles are -7 on the road should tell you something. I do think they win by more than 2
The
touchdowns.
Eagles are that good too, bro. Like it's not like
This is a what's wrong with the Eagles on Monday.
this is
I like that because I don't really like the Eagles either.
This is a Giants. That's what this game is. You guys are slowly leaking your way out of the playoffs.
I
They are.
do think they go out of the playoffs, and I do think like the Washington Commanders do leap over the Giants, but at the same time,
I can only take spreads that are
if the
winning.
Giants are gonna
Antonio.
fight,
Oh, the Seahawks are not making the playoffs.
Seahawks are making the playoffs. No, I'm joking. They're not.
but like
They play the Niners and the Chiefs.
If we're gonna see some fight out of the Giants, we need to see it in this game. And if they get fucking creamed,
Right.
The
it's
Hey,
gonna be over.
team.
If the
team
Seahawks aren't
before-
around, then
hey,
we're good.
The team before that I was talking about is making the playoffs.
The Lions?
Detroit.
I love that.
I was about to say that would be their only other
I mean,
real
they're 5
threat
wins right
here.
now. They only had what 2
And
or 3
who
last year.
has the tiebreaker between you two?
The Detroit.
Yeah, but so does
Detroit.
Seattle.
So you're kind of you better not lose this game.
Yeah, we're so fucked.
Antonio.
Oh yeah, the Lions play. So they play the Vikings, but then they play the Jets. That's a win. They play the Panthers. That's a win. They play the Bears. That's a win.
Is that the easiest schedule? Whose is that?
The Lions.
Lions remaining.
Oh my
schedule.
God, that's the easy. I didn't even know.
Oh my
this
God,
schedule.
they're making the playoffs.
They're making the playoffs.
What are they gonna?
Maybe
what are
they go
gonna finish
9-8.
at? 10-7.
Maybe they go 9-8.
If they win this week, they're going 10-7.
They're losing this week, and
They'd
they're
have
going
to
to
win out, right?
Minnesota, so they're 5-7. Minnesota win. Jets, okay, that's a hard game, but they can
Just win
it.
10 games, Giants.
I
Win
think
10
they
games
lose
and you're
this
good.
week, so they'll probably end 9-8.
Carolina, Chicago, Green Bay,
And the Giants would go 9-7.
9-6-1. 10-6-1.
No, 9-7-1.
Maybe they
Because it's
maybe
17 now.
Sal. Maybe
Old
they go
school
maybe
9 and
they
7,
go 8 and
10
9.
6.
Maybe they go 8 and 9. I bet when they play the Packers for that last game,
Oh yeah, they're losing that game.
they're gonna lose and they're gonna have to win to make the playoffs. I bet.
Oh,
Because the Packers aren't like they're bad, but they're not like horribly bad, and so they're gonna be like spoiler at the end. Of the
It's
year.
gonna be a win and get in situation. They're not gonna be able.
Aaron
to
is gonna love to spoil some team later on in the year,
Oh
and
yeah.
preferably in his own division. And he's gonna sulk in it.
Alrighty. Jets at
Alrighty.
Buffalo.
Ew.
Jets are a 9.5-point dog at Buffalo. Over under is 44 points. Is this the Mike White smelly game?
Oh,
Is this
This is the Mike White smelly game.
has to be right?
Yeah, and then this is where the Bills look like the Bills again. I think they're slowly building it back. They kind of fell off in the middle of the year. Now they're building it back. They're getting ramped up for the playoffs. They're playing these divisional games. Oh my God, they're gonna kill the Jets. They're gonna beat them by like 25.
Yeah, I really think I think they're gonna hold on to that one seed. Like it kind of fell right back into them, and they're gonna take the
They're gonna take
opportunity to
full
take it
advantage.
and ride and maybe even win out the rest. Of the
I
year.
am fully 100% on board with both of you. I agree 100%. I think this is like 31-0 Bills.
This might, yeah, Mike White smelly.
This is the Mike White smelly jam.
Mike White smelly for sure.
This is a classic Sal jam.
Here we go.
Cleveland
yeah.
That's all I have to say.
at Cincinnati.
He loves Cleveland.
I love Cleveland in this game. Cleveland is +6. I mean,
Why is it only 6?
nobody is betting on the Browns this week. Not a soul.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Not a soul is betting on the Browns this week. I will gladly step up to the window and bet the Browns this week.
It started at 4.
Yeah.
You know how I always pick the Bengals. When I looked at this game, like at
Are you
this
taking the
week,
Browns?
probably
Really?
I think I am. No,
Only
because
one team he secretly loves more than the Bengals, and it's the Browns.
me,
Yeah, you.
it's not. I fucking hate
No,
the Browns.
You and Sal have loved the Browns
It's-
since we
I don't like the
started this
Broncos.
podcast. Since the inception
no,
of this
it's
podcast, you
the
guys have
Broncos.
loved the
I
Browns.
no,
said
because
Bron-
that was when the Browns were first like supposed to start getting like really good
Yeah.
again, but then like that.
And then they were the Browns, remember?
Yeah, they were the Browns. But
I could see Deshaun Watson actually looking at a human being in this game too. Like he might actually start looking good. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, no. So that's what I was saying is I looked at Cleveland and Cincinnati,
Robert,
and I was
you
like,
believe
God
this
fucking
shit?
damn it, because I love picking Cincinnati.
Robert,
I don't know
tell
if
me-
that. I don't know if that's true, Nick. Normally, I'm not the voice of reason.
No, Sal's the voice of heroin.
Yeah,
Robert,
that's it.
Robert, tell me what's gonna happen in this game.
It's Cleveland, and I hate it
I don't know that Cleveland wins the game, but they keep it within 6 for damn sure. This is like 24-20 Cincinnati.
because they're gonna have the ball for a while. If
How are
they,
they-
they
how
start
are
the
they gonna
game,
keep it
Nick
within
Chubb runs
6?
a lot.
How are they-
Joe Burrow does not beat the Browns. Joe Burrow
Is he gonna die?
who? Joe Burrow?
Yeah, because of Myles Garrett.
Don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that.
What do you mean? I'm just saying, is he gonna get beat up this game?
Oh well, like we
say
don't want him to die.
Why?
We like Cincinnati.
No, I do. That's why I'm like trying to like talk myself into taking the Browns here.
Because they're just gonna run the ball with Nick Chubb
Don't talk
40
yourself
times. Cincinnati's not gonna get up for this game. They're not gonna look as good. Like it's gonna be one of those classic NFL like, oh why is Cincinnati trailing in the fourth quarter against Cleveland, but then they like pull it out somehow.
And won by 2.
Robert, look at me. I am taking the Cincinnati Bengals, and they are winning by more than 6. Like if they're gonna get rolling, they're high off the momentum of winning against Kansas City. How do they not cover a 6-point spread against this dog shit Cleveland team
because they suck.
that got even more dog shit when their fucking supposedly franchise rapist came back? Like what are we supposed to do?
You set up.
Yeah.
No. See, that was in good context. That was good context because he is. But
No, I get your rationale as to why it's like how can Cleveland cover this game, but that's the whole basis of NFL betting is how does this happen, and then oh shit that just happened. Like
Yeah.
that's literally what happens.
I get what you're saying because I'm with you. I'm most of the time when you say that, but I just can't do it.
I'm not
this
saying
way.
it's exactly like this, but it's like the Rams last week. How do the Rams cover 7 against Seattle? Seattle's a way better. Oh wait, they're trailing in the fourth. Like how is Seattle trailing in the fourth?
Seattle's
quarter?
not
The
Cincinnati.
Rams aren't as bad.
No, I'm not saying it's.
I mean, the
same
Rams
exact
are much
thing,
worse.
but it's
And
like
historically, since
Cleveland,
Joe Burrow has been their quarterback, the second half of the year has been the Bengals' bitch.
Mm-hmm.
They just play really well in the second half of the year. So guess what? They're going to play really well in the second half of the year. So and if they're going to, they have to cover this spread against the Browns.
All right. Baltimore
Fuck this team.
at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 2.5-point favorite. This will 99% be Tyler Huntley. This should not be Lamar Jackson.
I think they've already said he sprained his PCL.
I
He'll be
don't
out.
like making proclamations as to one player.
I will
in or
on
out.
this one.
Okay.
He's going to be out probably 1 or 2 weeks.
So backup quarterback in for Baltimore. Antonio, who's your pick? I have my pick.
You're taking Baltimore.
I am taking
I know
Baltimore
you're taking
here.
Baltimore. I think the smart pick is Baltimore, but I really want to take the Steelers. I like the little run that the Steelers are going to be on, and I want them to kind of get in the mix for the playoffs.
I just love the backup with a decent team in their first game. Like I don't like them after this week. I think for one,
I've seen Huntley look pretty good before.
I like Huntley, and if you're giving me 2.5, well, I think this spread shows you a lot too. Why is it not 3? It's only 2.5. There should be 3 points for Pittsburgh, no problem. They're saying that Baltimore is not like a way better team than Pittsburgh, but they're saying like Baltimore should cover the spread and they're a better team. I really like
they're
Baltimore.
saying they're half a point better.
Well, no, they're saying that they're 3.5 points better technically.
Why?
If
because
Pittsburgh's at home.
Pittsburgh's favored though. Usually it would be 3.5.
So no, if
it
they
was
played if they played at like a neutral site, it would be like Baltimore -2. And if they played in Baltimore, this would be like Baltimore -5.5. It's like if they calculate it based off of like
I think that's fair though.
yeah, Nick.
like if
they're
this was
winning.
in Baltimore,
They're winning Sunday.
If this was Baltimore and it was Baltimore -5.5, I don't think I would take Baltimore. But I like them here at +2.5.
I like the narrative of Tyler Huntley. I like that narrative of he's going to come in and look really decent, and they're going to be like, what's the difference between him and Lamar?
Nick says Pickett is on. Pickett has been playing better. I'll give Pickett.
He hasn't playing
George
better, but he
George
still
Pickens
loves-
is something.
George Pickens is something, but he's like so up and down. Some weeks he looks like the best receiver
I know.
ever, and then other weeks he's like throwing his helmet on the
That's what I mean. Like
can say
last
the
week,
same
he's
about Kenny
throwing his
Pickett.
helmet, and I
I can say the same about Kenny Pickett. I mean, he loves to throw interceptions.
yeah, no, I like this team. I
He's
like
good.
this.
He's good for
I
an
like this
interception
little
on
run that the
Sunday.
Steelers are on right now, and they're gonna win Sunday.
I don't think
They
so.
gotta.
Kenny Pickett's good for an interception.
There's
on
gonna be a
Sunday.
lot of teams in the AFC too that finish around
Well,
this like 8-9 win mark. 'Cause
the
the
other-
Steelers are gonna be one of them.
The other storyline about this Ravens game,
Cardboard cutout. Kenny Pickett's a cardboard cutout.
the other thing about this game is when the Ravens win, they're gonna be like, oh, maybe they don't have to pay Lamar Jackson. That's gonna be the storyline.
That's what I was saying. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was going with when I said like they're gonna be like, what's the difference between him and
Yeah.
Lamar? Like they're gonna be like, so we're about to give the house to Lamar Jackson and be shit for the next 10 years when we don't really have to do that, and we can still kind of get the same results with our backup, and we don't have to pay him, $500 million. So I mean, I think that's what it is. I think Baltimore covers this game.
Jacksonville.
Ew.
That's
at,
all you have to say.
at Tennessee. For me, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, good.
He loves
Tennessee,
Jacksonville.
Good.
Tennessee -4 at home.
You love Jacksonville.
I don't know yet. I need to think. I need to hear both of you go first.
Yeah, I want to like Jacksonville, but like I really don't want to like Jacksonville.
I feel like Jacksonville's just a trapdoor. Like I'm gonna say Jacksonville +4, and then Tennessee just does what they always do against bad teams and just kill them.
Yeah, but
So,
I feel like Tennessee is not very good, particularly in their division. They never seem to play that well in their division. I think they lost a game to the Colts earlier this year as well. Or maybe I'm thinking the other way around. I think the Jaguars have actually played pretty well in division.
the last 5 times they played Jacksonville, they've done pretty good. 20-0, 37-19, 31-10, 33-30, 42-20.
I mean, their division is the only reason why they have 7 wins.
I mean, Tennessee's at home. I don't know, man.
Their division is the only reason why Tennessee has stayed good.
Jacksonville's really bad.
Like, I don't think they've lost a division game this year, have they?
I can't take them. I can't take Jacksonville. It's off a loss too, like to the Eagles.
Tennessee's off 2
Yeah,
losses.
Off
right
2
now.
losses. It's tough to.
Yeah,
It's tough to not take Tennessee.
Tennessee
I
hasn't lost a division game this year.
gotta go with Tennessee.
With who?
Tennessee.
Who?
Tennessee.
You're the only
I don't
10
want to.
I see.
Tennessee.
3-0 against the division.
I don't like it. I fucking
Jaguars
hate
are
that.
I don't think the Jags have won a road game this year. I could be wrong though.
Let's see. Road, the Jaguars are 1-5.
Who'd they beat?
I have no idea.
I'm looking at that right now.
But I mean, Tennessee's 3-2 at home, so they're nothing special at home.
They beat the Chargers. The Chargers don't even have a real home field.
Yeah, I think this is a spot where you have to take the Titans. I'm not going to fall into the trap of. I mean, Jacksonville has been playing better offensively. I can't see them covering.
I can only take teams that are covering the switch, so I'll take the Titans -4, and that's not the pick I would
I think
normally
that's a
make.
smart pick.
That's not the pick I would normally make. So, Houston at Dallas, Battle of Texas.
Ew.
Houston is a plus 16.5.
A whopping 16
Point underdog. Over under is 45.5. I will be taking the Houston Texans in this game.
Is it because Dallas just isn't going to try like as hard as they can?
Yeah. And because Houston has never covered a spread this year.
That's a massive spread, and I have a hard time taking the Cowboys.
This is the NFL.
That is a mammoth spread.
Yeah, this is the NFL. If you but the thing is, I think this could be a 20-point spread.
Oh, it could be. I think.
If they wanted to, this could be Dallas -21.
I think Dallas is going to kind of try and coast and run the ball no matter what happens because it'll probably be safe for them the whole game, win the game by 10.
But I think even the fact that they're gonna win this 33-7.
No, they'll win it it'll be 21-10. It's gonna be weird. It'll be real fun.
I'm on the same page as you. I like Houston plus the points. I don't know, Nolan.
Dallas is gonna go up by
You
2
said you're only
touchdowns and just
picking
start running the
teams.
ball.
I'm only picking teams that are covering. This game could be 45-30, or this game could be 14-0. I don't know how it's going, but Houston's covering.
Or it's 45-0. I'm gonna take Dallas here. I think Dallas has just looked way too good these past. They're scoring so easily that
They are, which is why I think they score 2 touchdowns quick and then just run the ball the rest of the game.
and I get that, but I don't think Houston's capable of even stopping that. I think this is a game where Dallas scores on every possession, and I bet most of those are gonna be touchdowns. And they're gonna look at what they just did. Look at what Dallas just did.
That's what you think.
54 burger. They dropped a 50 burger. No teams are doing that.
Yeah, it's because they're the worst team in the NFL.
So what are they gonna do? They're gonna score 60.
Yeah.
If they wanted to, they could score 60 in this game. So
Do they want to?
I don't think they
no,
want
but the lower version of that is still 33-0. So I'm gonna take Dallas.
Mike
here.
McCarthy's going to be
This
thinking
spread
about
is
dinner
way
halfway
too
through
big.
the second
The
quarter.
spread is way too big, and that should tell you something.
Kansas City.
Thank God that game's on at 10, by the way, that Cowboys-Texans game, so I don't have to see any of it.
Why is it on it? It's on at 1. What are you talking about?
He meant 1.
I meant 1.
Oh, I was like,
I'm
you living in
I'm going to say
Pacific
thank
time?
God it's not at 8.
Kansas City at Denver. Kansas City is a 9.5-point favorite. Over under is 43.5. I love the over in this game, but that's only because I lost an under bet last week on Denver, so I have to double down on it.
Well, what's the over?
43.5.
Yeah, well, I think Kansas City's going to score all those points.
Kansas City's gonna score 44 on their own.
Yeah, they'll hit the over on themselves.
Do I suck for liking Denver in this game?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're falling
that's
into the
reverse psychology because then
trap.
you're
You
like,
just said you're doing stuff you don't normally do. You normally would pick Denver in the spot.
well, he would normally take Denver in the spot because he would be thinking, well, most people will be taking Kansas City because it's off a loss. Just
I'm
like
not really
me.
even thinking about
So
that.
he's thinking, well, I'm going to
Kansas City off a
reverse
loss
it and
is-
take Denver.
Kansas City is one of the best teams off a loss.
They most certainly are, and that's why they're going to kick the shit out of this stupid fucking team.
They're pissed.
I can only take teams that are covering this week.
So take Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Thank you. Kansas City is going to beat the shit out of this team.
Kansas
then
Kansas
I
City
can't-
and the over.
And then I can't wait for next week when they
Don't
somehow
cover
cover,
it.
and then Sal's going to come in here and yell at me. And I'm going to be like, Sal, you should never take Denver. Punt on Denver. Punt on them.
Carolina +4 at Seattle. This is an awful game. Over under is 44 points. Just give me Seattle.
Yeah. So it's just like the Rams last week where I'm like,
Sam
what?
Darnold is starting. Give me Seattle.
Oh,
yeah,
mono.
They got rid of
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Oh, do the Rams cover it because they're playing Baker Mayfield somehow?
Oh yeah.
No, the Rams are not covering.
Is he their quarterback of the future?
No.
Is Sean
Well,
McVay gonna
time
But they're
out.
gonna make
Two
him
steps
look
back.
good. He's gonna no.
Two steps
Sal,
back.
He's
Two
gonna
steps
look
back.
good.
Two steps back. Two steps back. 2 steps back.
Okay. Talk me off the ledge.
I'm gonna try to. Well, do you want this to work out or you don't want this to work out with Baker Mayfield?
Well, it's not working out. I'm just saying for this game. Just
Oh,
for
this game. This game, I have no like. I'm just saying the Raiders, but like I don't know. Hold on. When
I don't think he's playing this week.
when
He's
this
not?
draft,
Why would he?
they said he might. They said
That's
he might.
wild.
Why wouldn't he? Sorry.
Yeah, they're done anyway.
During the pre-draft process, Sean McVay spoke extremely highly of Baker Mayfield, said how smart he was, said how much of a good quarterback he was, X, Y, and Z. So obviously it's someone he likes. I also heard a theory.
Which is important for
Do you
Baker.
think he still likes
Hold
him?
on. Well, I mean, why would they take? They took on salary to get him. They took on like almost $2 million worth of salary, and the Rams have unlimited money, but they still had to make a financial obligation to him. Number two, Matt Stafford might be done, and I'm not just saying that like hyperbole.
I mean, I
Like,
said that at the
his
beginning of
elbow
the
he
year.
might cook.
he might retire after the season, so they need a quarterback. Why not try to run Baker out there and see what he has? And Baker's bad. Like I know Baker's bad.
See what you could do with him.
Sean McVay thinks he's the smartest guy ever and thinks he can coach
He
Baker
did
up.
before the draft.
So what?
See if you can return him to what he was 3 years ago.
Right. So what do the Rams have to lose at this point? Maybe Baker's good with them. Maybe.
I
If
thought
with
you were
anybody,
supposed to talk
them-
me off the ledge. You're putting me over it.
I'm giving you a reason why Baker makes sense on the Rams. I'm not trying to. We both look at yourself in the mirror and say Baker Mayfield's good. You can't.
No,
Baker
but
Mayfield
he has these spots where he brings people back in, and he'll throw 4 touchdowns for no fucking reason.
He hasn't done that in a long time.
But he's not gonna do that.
Exactly, Antonio. Exactly. And then he comes to a new team, fresh slate.
No, but he's not gonna do that.
not tomorrow.
He's just not doing that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he's
No,
not playing
certainly not
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
right?
If he plays tomorrow, you're gonna be like, I should have taken the fucking Rams.
If he plays tomorrow and throws 4 touchdowns, I'm gonna shit everywhere. I'm gonna do the next podcast naked. I will do the next podcast naked.
Okay, deal.
And I will get us banned off Twitch.
Baker Mayfield 4 touchdowns. Nolan is naked.
If Carolina wins and he looks like or Rams, I mean, if the Rams win and he looks like the best quarterback ever, I will do the podcast naked.
All right.
Shake my hand.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm sure Baker was thrilled to get that offer from the Rams too. He
See-
was like,
see this
"Oh,
thing on
shit,
my lap
good
right
sit-
now?
Good situation.
That's a
All
great
right."
situation for him
See
to
this thing
land.
on my lap right now? This will be the only thing.
I was convinced he was going to the 49ers.
A lot of people were.
I was convinced he was out of the league.
Yeah.
No.
I thought he was gonna like go play like Canadian football or go to that what's that indoor league, that arena football league
Yeah.
or whatever.
Robert said I'm in.
Yeah, Robert's gonna come in here and sit
Are you
and spin.
Are you all in Seattle
Yeah.
here?
Seattle, yeah.
That feels like a terrible pick.
It does, but Carolina's just too bad. There's no
Carolina's way
logic
too bad.
in taking them.
And you just took Houston though.
Eat my shit.
I'll take Seattle here. I'll stick with it. Tampa Bay at San Fran. Tampa is a 3.5 point dog at San Francisco. I love Tampa Bay in this spot.
Yes.
But I feel like we
knew where you were going.
I feel like we all take Tampa Bay every week. And it
Yeah,
doesn't
we
work
do.
out.
I mean, it's
And it
worked out the
works.
last.
No.
Well, I mean, they didn't cover last.
I
week,
actually
but
took the Saints last week. I was very high on the Saints, but I also said Saints money line too, and that
that
would've
was
been bad.
vintage Tom Brady.
That was
though.
vintage. I did not bet that game, and if I was going to bet that game, I 110% would have bet Saints money line, not Saints plus 3.5.
I think that would have been a good bet at the time.
And I would have thrown my TV like
yeah,
across the room.
because you would have been so mad. You'd been like Tom Brady.
No,
did it
because
again.
as soon as they scored the first one, I would have been like, "Yep, like this is
As
cake.
soon as they scored that touchdown to make it a 1-score game,
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
were
they're
like,
winning.
yep.
It's like they're winning.
Yep. No, I love Tampa here. I mean, you're gonna bet on Brock Purdy as a 3.5 point favorite.
I wouldn't.
I'm
I wouldn't do
I'm
that.
certainly not.
Nay. This is gonna be like a
Tom's going home too. He's probably looking forward to this game.
Monday morning. They're gonna. Yeah, Tom loves playing in San Fran.
37.
They're gonna have a winning record again.
That's the over.
37 is the over under.
Yeah, because San Fran's not gonna be able to score, and the Bucks like can't really score. So
I love
Two
Tampa.
good defenses.
I love Tampa here.
yeah, I love Tampa here.
So I'm switching and taking San Francisco.
No, you're kidding. Yeah, you're kidding.
He's kidding. So we're gonna move on.
Yeah,
Miami. I'm kind of not, but Miami at the Chargers. I was going to pick 3, and now I can't.
Open-ended.
Miami at the Chargers. Miami's a 3-point favorite at the Chargers. I actually think
The Chargers seem like the right pick, but I'm definitely not taking the Chargers.
the Chargers can win this game. But the smart pick is Miami.
I'm taking Miami just for the simple fact that this is in prime time. Justin Herbert might be Kirk Cousins in prime time. He's not that good in prime time. He's really not.
I can only take spreads that are winning, so
I'm-
the Chargers.
I love that you keep saying,
Yeah.
you keep reminding
Yeah.
yourself.
I'm going to
Chargers.
go with Miami.
Chargers.
Miami is the superior team.
Chargers
in
is
this
the right
spot.
pick. Chargers is the right pick.
Miami's
You're
gonna
right.
Miami's gonna get back on the horse here.
No.
I usually don't like them not at home, but it's gonna be a home game for them.
Or Miami wins by a point.
They've done a good job at beating teams. They should
Miami's winning.
Miami 29, Chargers 28. Final score.
Miami's winning, and they're winning
Cool
by
for
more
you.
than 3.
Last game. New England at the Cardinals. New
Ew.
England's a 2-point favorite.
be. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, New England.
How does New England win this?
Why does Arizona win this? What do they do good? What are they good at?
Kyler Murray's a running quarterback. Patriots not good at running quarterbacks.
Patriots cannot move the ball.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Just let me have my fun with the Pats.
You're allowed to take whoever you want.
Because I know DeAndre Hopkins
No.
isn't Stephon Diggs or Justin Jefferson. But they
I
haven't been able to stop anybody.
have to take the Patriots because it's Bill Belichick versus Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, no one almost talked me out of it, but thank you for saying that, Sal, because I really want to take the Patriots.
Yeah, you
And I
have.
want to see them.
You
in the
have
mix.
to, even though the Cardinals are a better team on paper.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
You never do that.
Dumb prick.
You
Take the Cardinals?
no, you never go against the Patriots.
I never go against the Patriots, and that's why the Patriots are going to win. But I'd rather be wrong on the podcast and have my team win than because in my head, based on what I've seen the last 3 weeks from the Patriots, they can't score. Mac Jones is terrible, and their defense is looking like it's in shambles all of a sudden, which is what happens to the Patriots. So if you're going to tell me that they're going to go up against a really good offensive team, against a running quarterback, DeAndre Hopkins, who is one of the top receivers in the league, they're going to score more points than the Patriots, and they're going to cover this game.
All right.
Yeah.
Pick 3 time?
Let me just quickly go over the records. I've not updated us in 3 weeks. Overall, I won't go.
It is very gross, Robert.
I
Sorry.
won't go week by week. I'll spare us that. Nolan, you are 94, 97 and 3, almost at 500 at this point.
Getting there, dude.
20, 18 and 1 in pick 3. Very good. Very good.
Nice.
I am 100, 91 and 3, 18, 19 and 2 in pick 3. Could be better.
You'll get back there.
Antonio, a whopping, and I think we need a round of applause for this, 107, 84 and 3 so far this year. Very, very, very nice, my friend.
But
But 17 and 22 in pick 3, but that's from 10 and 20 at one point. So
Yeah, you've been getting after it.
you've gained you're 5. You've gained.
I haven't had
5 games.
I haven't had a losing week in 3 weeks, I think.
You should not have said that because now you're not losing week.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have 3 games that stand out to me at all this week.
So what have you been going because it's been working? Have you been going last? I'm pretty sure you've been
No
going-
idea. I think I went second last week.
I think you've been doing second or last, which has worked out. I don't mind going first, but Nolan, you had the best week, so it's up to you. No, Antonio had the best week.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
did
up to
not.
you.
Yeah, I didn't have the best week.
I'll go second. Sal goes first.
You guys love being pricks, dude.
Because I want him to think that I'm copying his picks.
All right, ladies and germs, I am going to go. Oh God! Just pick 3 games that are gonna win. So it's not that
Yeah,
hard.
I have a feeling we're gonna have 2 this
Come on,
game.
Sal. Pick some winners here.
Yep.
Cleveland Browns plus 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Disgusting ass.
Oh, that
pick.
was always gonna be in here.
Disgusting ass pick, but I gotta do it. I'm sorry. Detroit
Mm-hmm.
minus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Also a terrible pick, but it's the correct pick somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how they do it, but they're covering that game.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, I just think. I mean, this is gonna be one where I look at next week and I'm gonna be like, why are you so dumb?
Don't say it.
Seattle -4.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
Yeah. It's
We,
too,
we rarely see Seattle in the pick 3.
It's too short. They're at home. Bro, is Sam Darnold gonna put up a point against them?
No, I don't even want to hear you say his name on this podcast ever again.
Yeah, that team sucks cock.
Those are my picks.
Are you going second or am I going second?
No, you am. I know I'm going second.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
What?
Ooh, this is an interesting week. All right, I really like the Bills. I think they're going to nail the Jets. -9.5. They beat the shit out of that sorry ass green team. Now, I don't want to go too many big spreads here. See, I didn't think I had 3 games that I really like this week. Now I have like 5 that I want to put my pick 3, and I'm like saying fuck. But I mean, Seattle's almost too good to not put in there because the Panthers really are that horrible. Like they're fucking shit. They suck so bad. So I'm gonna put Seattle in there. I don't necessarily like it as well, but -3.5. I want to go Minnesota +2.5. -4. Okay. I want to go Minnesota plus the 2.5.
Do it. Let's duel.
I kind of want to go ahead. I kind of want to go head to
duel.
head, but Barty wants to put the Bucks in there. They normally do it right for me.
Every time we've taken the Bucks and picked 3, everyone's lost. I don't
Really?
think any. No, I genuinely don't think anyone.
Our records
won.
when picking the
Okay, I hope
Bucks are
you're right.
terrible.
But then I almost went toward Kansas City. Let's go head to head. I like it. Vikings.
You're getting your ass kicked in that one.
Oh, I
That one
hope.
I'm real confident in.
I hope it stings.
All right. For me, number 1.
Nolan, you're going last.
Thank you.
No, Nolan, you're going first.
Thank you.
You already won.
Number 1. Probably the easiest pick for me this week is Buffalo -9.5 against the Jets. Like, they're just going to kill the Jets.
Go against me. Take Cincinnati. I know you want to. Double go against me. I love a double go against me. Do it.
You hate it, though.
He needs a double
Do
go
it.
against you.
Because you're losing at least one.
No, I'm
You're
winning
losing-
both. I'm only picking games that are covering, so both of you go against me.
All right. Just because you're so fucking
Yeah.
cocky, I'm taking Cincinnati.
Let's go.
I'm taking Cincinnati -6.
Sal's getting double penned by me and Nolan.
No, not happening.
Oh, yes, he is.
I'm spreading out the cum this week. It's going on both of you.
I like it. And last but not least, Tennessee -4. This should be an easy
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, their division
Yeah, Vikings,
game.
Chiefs, Buffalo. That's a good one, Robert.
Jags are Vikings, Chiefs, Buffalo. That's a good one. They're winning. They're winning in this spot. They should cover that 4 if they really want to keep pace. Jacksonville's bad.
Robert, you got 2 out of 3. Vikings are the loser there.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I almost put the Chiefs in there.
I do disagree with Robert about the Vikings.
Bold prediction.
Actually, no, I took the Vikings. I like the Vikings.
Bold prediction.
Mahomes throws a touchdown this weekend.
It's really bold.
What if he doesn't?
I don't know.
How pissed are you gonna be if he doesn't?
Somebody.
The
So-
Texans almost won.
Okay.
They don't win, but they almost.
I love it.
They're like lose by 3, like last second field goal.
Okay.
I think that's bold. They're 16.5-point dogs.
Yeah, that's very bold. Extremely bold.
Daniel Jones has 4 total touchdowns this weekend, 2 passing, 2 rushing.
Ooh.
I know, and mine is I know I took Vegas, but the Rams win. Is that bold enough?
Titans is the worst pick ever.
That's really funny.
Because we already went past it. So
Titans is the worst.
Robert, I'll kiss you. I'll kiss you everywhere. Robert, I'll kiss you everywhere.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence might not play. I forgot about that.
Oh,
'cause of
Honey
his
Melon.
Yeah, his ankle.
Oh, his Yankee.
His ankle.
Also,
Oh,
Von
it's-
Miller's out for the year.
I saw that too. That
for
only
his ACL.
matters for Kansas City. That's the only game that matters for when they play them again.
I think that definitely hurts. Are they ever getting Tre'Davious White back?
They got him back, did they not?
Did they?
I thought they did. I thought they got him back for the Lions jam.
Oh, maybe they did.
I could be wrong, though.
Maybe I'm just poop.
Oh,
I'm
that guy.
Josh Jacobs runs for 4 touchdowns. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
What?
He's really good.
Yes.
What happened?
We got the Japanese guy that was in the free agent pool, Yoshida.
The Red Sox? Thing?
Yeah.
The Red Sox love a good Japanese
All right,
guy.
we gotta transfer to the hot stove really quick. So, Aaron Judge.
Oh, I got shot yesterday. I literally when I was in the Cold Stone Creamery parking lot. And I got
when
the
they
Aaron
tweeted
Judge.
the Giants.
Fuck, man. Not only did John Heyman tweet that, there was a Bleacher Report notification. They're saying that he signed with the Giants.
Yeah, well, for like 10 minutes, he was a Giant, according to everyone.
And I immediately put on WFAN, New York, and then, after 1 minute of listening to, nope, he deleted the tweet. The Arson Judge tweet is gone. And I'm like, thank God.
It's a little funny that it wasn't spelled right either, right?
So funny.
I'm not saying he did it purposely, but
No, John Heyman's the fucking
No,
worst.
John-
He flushed his career down the damn toilet last
he
night.
did. The best was his next tweet after that was Tony Bellinger to the Cubs, and everyone underneath the tweet was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Are you sure?
He
People
reported
on Twitter are
DeGrom
so
too.
funny.
Huh?
He did report DeGrom first.
Yeah. Well, the replies were awful, but just the fact that he's been around baseball for that long and does that, that's
It's not good.
it's the biggest free agent story of the offseason. So happy with the contract. Obviously, you want to keep your guy. There's not really much you can say.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Even if the tail end, if he's 37 and age 37 or 39, either he's hurt a shit ton or just not really good, then whatever. If he had 7 other great years with the team, they stole 3 great years from the guy when he was making less than $1 million a year, and one when he was making only a little bit. When we pay him $1 million this year, and he hit 60-something home runs. So
You want to average it out over the lifespan, then.
yeah, if he's not very good in the last 2 years of his career,
we're
gonna live with it.
He's gonna be the captain, and everyone loves him.
Yeah.
So
I saw something. It was the Yankees spent $300 or $300 million on Aaron Judge, and the Red Sox spent $900 million on the Penguins because the Fenway Group bought the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I want Carlos Rodon.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's why they sold Liverpool. That makes more sense now. Okay.
I want Carlos Rodon just to say fuck you, Giants.
Well, I could definitely see that.
The Red Sox are, I don't know. I still don't know why they got rid of Mookie.
Signed Kenley Jansen. You see that?
Ooh,
I like that. We need a closer.
blow a save. Yeah.
Need a closer. He's not that bad. He's got his ups and downs.
He loves
I won't
blowing a
lie.
good save. I don't know. I could see him in a Red Sox uniform though. That's for sure.
His motion is disgusting.
That's why I could see him in a Red Sox. they love a good weird reliever.
You hate the Red Sox more than anything.
No,
I
but
think.
they
No, you do.
What's more Red Sox than a quirky closer like
Yeah.
Kimbrel with his weird shit. Papelbon was a fucking he was a weirdo.
Uehara?
He was the
Yeah,
quirkiest.
Uehara.
He was the quirkiest for sure. Papelbon was.
Yeah. Papelbon was a
Short fuse on that guy.
Boner.
that had to be your least favorite Red Sox ever.
Oh fuck him! Yeah.
Papelbon.
That era is my most hated.
Tim Wakefield. You
Yeah,
hated.
fuck Tim Wakefield.
You hated Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, some of these new guys that are in the Red Sox, I like them. I like Devers. I like Bogarts. I hated Pedroia. I hated Ortiz.
Euclid.
I hated
You
all.
definitely hated Euclid.
Yeah, and no one in my life more that I hate more than Kevin Euclid and that
Penguins are
stupid
so
beard
butt.
and that stupid batting stance. I refuse to believe he was ever on the Yankees.
Yeah, he was for a year. Penguins are but.
Fuck the Penguins. I hate them so much. Sidney Crosby's a fucking pussy.
So, you guys paid what, an extra 100 to 150 million if you just signed him last offseason? So he won.
It's the
that
greatest walk here in
ever.
sports.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? You need to keep him.
Apparently, he turned down higher offers.
From the Giants.
Giants or San Diego. I don't know.
Oh, I did see San Diego actually. Well, San Diego's whiffed on 2 people now. They tried getting Trey Turner. They gave him more money than Philly did, and he went to Philly instead.
Well, when a guy just turns you down, then there's not much to do about it.
Yeah.
Is Philly Washington Part 2 also?
That's funny, right? But
They got Schwarber there. They got Turner there. They got Harper there.
they just took all the Nationals guys and put them on
Yeah.
their
So
team.
is Harper gonna leave or something, and they're gonna win a World Series?
Probably, right? I mean,
That team's really good.
That would be so dirty.
they
I
have
like-
kind of all the same players, like Schwarber and Harper and Castellanos and Real Muto. They're just all power. No, I don't want to say all power, but they're like exit velo kind of guys. You disagree or
Was
not?
Real Muto on that team?
Yeah,
He was their fucking catcher.
yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, their team's really good.
No, I'm talking about Nationals. Was he on the team?
No,
No, he wasn't.
no.
Okay.
No, he was saying that like the Phillies.
No.
kept
I
the
understand
same.
that. I get that.
But my thing is signing Trey Turner. At least that gives you some sort of diversity. in
yeah,
that lineup.
I like him a lot. I think he's
my
really good.
my only thing though is the back half of that contract's going to be awful. He's not going to steal bases. He's not going to
No.
run around. Like he's going to look awful. But I mean, for the first, they're not worried about 8 years from now. They're worried about this next 2 or 3 year window that they have. So why not go out and sign a guy like that to try to win?
Yeah, they definitely want to get
Really
back
good
there
player.
this next coming year.
They looked amazing.
Yeah,
They looked phenomenal. Like they
hit their stride when the playoffs.
They
started.
hit their stride perfectly, but their upside is like huge. Like when they play their best game, like I don't know how many teams in the league can beat them.
Yeah, if that division was fun last year, then it's going to be a lot of fun this year.
They're gonna be like a 105 win team this year.
I could easily see the Mets like losing 80 games next year.
Oh yeah,
Or like
I can see him
85.
taking a step back, but I don't think they will. I think there's still a lot of
because
talent. on that
Scherzer's
team.
gonna get hurt the first month, and then Verlander's gonna either be bad or get
Yeah,
hurt
I don't.
like 3 months in.
I don't know if Verlander's going to be that great.
What did I say?
He's
what did
been
I say?
bad, hasn't he? Though, like
He's never pitched in a big market.
Verlander.
Dude, the last
Oh.
time he wasn't pitching for Houston, he was fucking
When he
terrible
was
for
on
like
the
3 years.
Tigers.
His last 3 years in the Tigers were bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Or
I
like
remember
5
everyone
ERA
saying, like,
bad.
when he went to Houston. They were like,
Yeah.
sure, like okay, and then he was like the greatest
God.
ever.
Well, that was when like the sticky stuff started, but he's still been good since like sticky
He won the
stuff
Cy
is-
Young last year. He had a
Yeah.
sub 2 ERA last year, did he
Right.
not? He had a sub 2
1.75.
He's one of those guys that like everyone just hates and is like grossed out by,
but he's good.
but he gets results.
Yeah, he's gonna have like a 3.4 in New York. It could be fine, but it's not gonna be ridiculous.
I just can see them being bad.
I don't think they'll be bad. I there's a lot of talent there. Buck Showalter's still a good manager. Their pitching staff is still really good. Their pitching staff, despite losing to Grom.
Team. I'm just saying they're the Mets, and like I can easily
No, I know, and the Mets are gonna Met, and I could see it
the
too.
Mets
but
are gonna Met.
that fucking pitching staff is still killer. DeGrom or not,
Did you like DeGrom to the Rangers or no?
I would have liked to see him go to a team that I care more about. I don't necessarily.
Did it make sense
love
for
the Rangers.
Texas? I guess with the new ballpark, and they already spent a whole bunch of money last offseason.
Definitely a pitcher's park. I don't. They'll probably be.
You just don't care about Texas.
I
at
just
all.
don't. But they'll probably be in the wild card, and they'll be in the mix for a playoff spot next year. I think.
Yeah.
I hope DeGrom does
But like,
well,
that's
but
the whole thing, though. It's like they're not going to win their division, but if they can get into the playoffs, it's like, all right, at that point, you're still, sniffing around the playoff hunt. If you get in with him, it's like you have a chance.
I hope
you know?
DeGrom does well. Like I genuinely like really enjoy watching him. It sucks that I can't go down to New York and watch him pitch if I want to now, but
Over under 70 starts for his 5-year contract. Does he get to 70?
again, I hope, but probably not. History doesn't
Bode well for that.
know.
All right, gentlemen.
A little hot stove talk.
Mm-hmm. Sal's gonna get back on the horse,
I need to.
and we're gonna have a great weekend of football.
And,
And-
World Cup.
Our first ever live stream.
Adios.
We're signing off.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Robert. I know he's definitely the only person left in here.
Says one.
That's him, dude. All right, over and out.
Bye, Robert.